Hello everybody and welcome to my scrap mechanic base. This strange and complicated device you see me riding on top of is my drill rig. This has been a lot of time going into making this thing. Thanks to COVID-19 and Axolot spending a huge amount of time updating this game, I've had a lot of time to experiment with different mechanics, primarily the drilling aspect of it. So before I get too far into explaining this thing, I'm going to demonstrate some of these concepts. I've actually gone ahead and made some props to help me with that. So when it comes to drill bits, there are many ways you can power them, including gas engines, electric engines, and controllers. In my experiments, I found that controllers will work best. I think this is because they have an insane amount of torque. Even though they're not as fast as the gas engines or electric engines, they do seem to work best. So all you need is a level 5 controller set on 360-degree rotation, full speed on loop. And yeah, it will have a very capable drill bit. So this is what it looks like rotating at full speed. This surprisingly is fast enough to drill through stone. Now, having it drilling like this, just standard rotate, it works pretty well, but what I found is that it works even better if you put it offset. So I don't know if this is common knowledge, but you can do this by putting it on the block beside. So instead of mounting it right on the bearing, I'm going to put it on this black block here. And what actually happens is that this is now mounted to the bearing, not the block. Here, I'll even go ahead and take it off. As you can see, still on there. Now I'm going to turn on the rotation, and now what we have is a spiral motion instead of a straight drill circular motion. And that actually seems to work better when it comes down to breaking up rocks. I think it's just because it has more motion with it, and there's actually a few cool side effects that you can take advantage of because of this. So when it comes to spacing, geez, I don't know why this thing just doesn't want to stop spinning for some reason. But when it comes to spacing your drill bits, the closest you can get them spread apart is 2 blocks apart. At this proximity, they're pretty snug, and this thing's kind of glitchy. And you'll see that they rub against each other. You can see they're kind of vibrating there. This can cause some issues, especially if you have like a big complicated machine and the big physics engine goes angry. But it actually, one way you can help this is by using the offset trick. And so what you do is you put them on opposite sides. So here I'm going to put this one above it, I'm going to put this one below it, and I'm going to put this one above it as well. And this bearing is actually rotating in the opposite direction of these other two. So when I turn it on, we have a nice harmonious motion where they are in very close proximity to each other, but not banging into each other. They are rubbing each other slightly, but it's something the controller can easily handle it with its infinite torque. The same cannot be said of the gas engine. So if I try the same thing with the gas engine, it's going to get stuck. And there's all sorts of angry stuff going on there, bumping into each other and such. So yeah, just one more reason why controllers work better than gas engines. It does kind of work with the electric engine, but the controller is just a bit more reliable. Now, another cool side effect of this spiral motion is that you can mount the spud gun behind the drill bit. You see, if this drill bit was mounted directly onto the bearing, this spud gun would shoot just into the back of it and go nowhere. But because we have a spiral motion, what we can do is turn this on, and as you can see, the potatoes are shooting through the drill. And that's because I have this programmed that the sensor will fire the guns every time the drill passes underneath. The barrel will shoot. This is actually the same concept used by World War I and World War II planes, so they can mount machine guns behind the propellers. This way the bullets would pass between the propeller blades instead of them shooting themselves down. Kind of surprised it took them so long to realize that, but hey, here's a simple demonstration. Now, depending on the speed of your engine or the placement of your drill and spud gun, you may have to play around the speeds a bit or change the position of your sensor. If I slow this down, it will not work very well. See, you can see there the potato just hits the backside of the drill. But once I speed it up, there it works again. So yeah, you'll see me implement that concept later. So on to the drill rig. As you can see, this is a rather funny looking machine. I did not make this with aesthetics in mind. It's very much a function over aesthetic model. And one of the reasons it looks so weird is because everything's sideways. I've done that to keep this thing as low as possible. So even the driver's seat is sideways, which is incredibly awkward looking, but it actually works just as well as having an upright saddle. My camera still points forward and I still have the same view height, and yeah, it's actually pretty good. More importantly, I put the resource processor on its side as well. This thing is actually 11 blocks tall and 6 blocks wide, and it is extremely heavy, so putting this on its side is a huge advantage in terms of weight distribution. And with all of these optimizations implemented, this machine actually handles incredibly well. In fact, it handles just as well, if not better, than my sports car, which is just a straight up low to the ground wishbone suspension type vehicle. But as you can see, this thing just hauls, and you could basically throw it into the corner like it's a sport. So on to the actual drilling aspect of this. As you can see, I have 5 drill bits on the front of this machine, and they are arranged just as per my previous demonstration. So when I turn them on, the bottom 2 rotate in opposite direction from the top 3, and they will stick pretty close to each other while still maintaining their speed. This alone works pretty well, but I decided to take it one step further because when I was doing this, I found that the rocks would actually break up more easily when I was going backwards than when I was going forward. Something to do with it, the drills catching the edges on the rock. So in order to facilitate that, I put these drills on pistons. So when I turn them on, you can see in and out in reciprocating motion. And so with this, you get a lot of opportunities to catch edges and to squeeze the rock between the drills. So this here is a very capable vehicle, but it is not this vehicle's final form. Oh no, not even close. Because when you have a drill rig this effective, one factory is not enough to process all the rock you'll be chewing through. So I went ahead and made one with two factories, and I went a little hog wild with it, as you can see. Now this is what I call the battle factory. This thing is the ultimate drill rig, but it is also every bot's worst nightmare. Very few bots survive an encounter with this thing. And as you can see, it comes armed with 4 spud guns, 6 drills, and 4. Why the hell not? Let's put 4 jets on there. You know, because this vehicle already goes to 10 gallons per mile. Why not make it 100 gallons per mile, eh? Oh, I love this thing. It's so excessive in every way feasible. Now, so yeah, this is basically the same concept as the smaller version, but we have 6 drills instead of 5, 4 guns where we didn't have any before, 4 jets, 2 factories, 2 chests, just bigger in every way, while still maintaining a very low center of gravity and a very aggressive driving stance. I gotta say, this thing is pretty fun to drive. It is exactly what I was going for when I designed this. I wanted something that would chew through rock, but be an absolute joy to drive from one side of the map to the other. I didn't want some top-heavy mobile factory, which other people have. So, yeah. Alright, so let's see how well this thing can actually drill. Found some nice rock here, clear out a few of the trees and the corn in the way. So let's get to it. Oh yeah, that breaks up real fast. You can see why you need 2 factories to do this, right? Alright, we're still not full, so let's keep going. This one's not breaking up quite as quickly for some reason. There we go. Like butter. Alright guys, well I hope you enjoyed my video. If there's a lot of interest in this, I may make a more detailed explanation. Obviously there's a bit more to making this drill rig than what I've demonstrated here. Yeah, I'm not going to ask you to subscribe. I don't do too many videos, but please let me know if you have any questions. Thank you.